You've probably heard this quote at least once each month since you've grown old enough to form memories. Life is unfair, deal with it. But how true is it really? Welcome to another episode of Book Club, an ongoing series where I break down high-impact books into digestible explainers. The book we've chosen today is The 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch. But today is going to be a bit different. You see, during the publishing of this video, I might have already left for a trek in the Himalayas. And for the coming weeks, I won't be able to make full-fledged 10-minute book reviews. So for the next few weeks, I'll be picking books whose ideas are easily conveyable in 5 minutes, just like today. So enjoy these extra short episodes of Book Club until I return. Getting back to the author, Richard Koch has published more than 20 books. His business career was quite short. He retired at the age of 40 after establishing a consulting company during his 30s. Throughout his retirement, Robert has actively spent time with speaking, writing, and consulting large companies. In this book, he shares his views and perspective of the Pareto principle in his business and his life. The 80-20 principle, that's the title of this book, says that 80% of the results come from 20% of work. But that's actually a tough thought to wrap your head around. We expect things to be linear, fair, and balanced, but that's not how nature works. There's a reason why we are the only species to separate from all the mammals, why startups like Uber grew to billion-dollar companies in such a short time, and why just 1% of the world's population owns half of the world's money. Imbalance is the natural state of life. For example, we only use a combination of 700 distinct English words for 66% of what we say in our daily conversations. If you take into account the derivatives of those words, you'll see that only 1% of the English language is used to say 80% of what's ever said. The reason for these imbalances are feedback loops. When you put 5 fish of the same size into the same pond, you'll see that eventually one of them will outgrow the rest. That particular fish might only be slightly bigger than the other ones in the beginning, but that slight edge allows that fish to catch more food and grow faster. If you're more of a math person, this is a concept similar to an unstable equilibrium. Because the fish grows faster, it can get even more food and eventually it completely outgrows the other fishes. In the 1997 Worldwide Developers Conference, Steve Jobs talked about the importance of saying no. He cut down Apple's product lineup from 350 to 10. This means he said no 340 times to decades worth of work by thousands of his employees. But look at what the few Apple products we know today have become, and you'll know that he was right. Koch agrees, and he says that the most important thing a business can do is to optimize its product lineup. He found that for some companies, only 3% of the products generated over 50% of the revenue. So you can dramatically grow your business if you focus on these 3% rather than focusing on the other 97% that has no traction. This is true for other aspects of life too, be it for things of health or happiness. It is extremely difficult to say no, or sometimes even realize that you have the choice to say no. But actively looking for places where you can cut out the fluff lets you be much more efficient in places where efficiency matters. Koch extends this principle throughout his book to help you apply it to your life as well. And the beauty of it is you don't need to have exact numbers. Of course, it's impossible to point out the 20% of your friends that give you 80% of your happiness. But Koch says that your gut feeling provides a good estimate. Ask yourself, who do I really enjoy spending time with? How much time am I actually spending with them? You'll see that you don't have to look very far, and it'll be easier for you to spend more time with the people that actually matter to you. It's good to do this instead of trying to manage as many relationships as possible. It's a simple but effective model to manage quality versus quantity. And of course, your friends are just one example. You can use the 80-20 principle in many other aspects of your life. Remember, life is not fair and more is not always better. Strive for excellence in a few things rather than a good performance in a lot. And don't worry about the exact numbers, just focus on the concept and you should do great.